A goodly evening, this is Nerdist Human, and welcome to this Gunpowder Only challenge for Medieval 2 Total War. And I call this a challenge run, but it's not really, because all factions are going to have gunpowder units for this. We've taken out everything that doesn't use gunpowder. It is heavily modded. I'll explain more of those details as they come up, but really what I want to do here today is to play with a lot of those gunpowder toys. When I did my gunpowder guide video, it suddenly dawned on me how amazing a lot of these units are and how we don't really get to use them that much. So what we've got here is still a 1080 start. I'm not mucking around with the start dates. It's not like picking a late start on stainless steel, for example. No, this is still 1080. I've just changed it so that gunpowder units are available from the start, and indeed that's all we're getting. Sorry, Byzantines, they only get the basic cannon. Not even the cannon, in fact, is it? It's just a bombard. Oh dear, they might struggle. Nonetheless, it'd be interesting to see what we can come up with on this campaign. I wanna see what the zeitgeist is when we start playing like this. Now, we saw in our artillery only campaign how you could fight normal armies with a big pile of artillery, but obviously this is different. Both sides are only using gunpowder, so it's going to be an intriguing affair. But which faction to choose? Well, we need the toys to play with, don't we? So that does eliminate some, like the Byzantines. You literally have one unit, as we said. The likes of the Turks could be interesting, of course. The Janissary Musketeers are amazing. They have the Monster Bombard. But like I kind of explained in that tier list video, I'm not sure they have as many of the fun toys. No, I want to see some basilisks, damn it. Now, who have I decided to pick? Well, you probably know by now because it's probably in the title and probably on the thumbnail, but I've decided to go for La Reconquista, and we are going to go with Spain, in part because during that tier list video I may have missed Spain out entirely, so perhaps it's only fitting that we now discuss them from a gunpowder standpoint. A very good faction from what I would say. I'd put them up in A tier. They have things like the Bombard and Culverin. They also have the Musketeers, which is lovely. So we'll see some of those units, and yes, I think this could be an interesting campaign. We have ourselves on the edge of Catholic Europe. Some interesting interpretations of what the current political state of affair is, and we'll talk about that a little bit more as we get going. But we're on the edge of the Moorish territories, and yeah, we can do a bit of a Reconquista roleplay, but this time with cannon. So this should be very interesting. Obviously, this background here is all here. We're probably going to talk about the history as we start playing. We are Alfonso, the King of Castile Leon, although he has Galicia as well. But as I say, we'll have a look at the map very, very soon. We're on very hard as ever. And I think it's probably time to start the game.
Spain is a land divided. Enduring the conquest of the Moors for many centuries has left a bitter taste with her people, who fight for liberation in the name of God and King. The Reconquista is fought daily. Years of mistrust and infighting has left Spain directionless. Unfortunately, the Moorish occupation of the Iberian Peninsula is still not enough to unite rival nobles. In times as dark and seemingly hopeless as these, the survival of the Spanish rests solely on the shoulders of those willing to go above and beyond the call of duty. Heroes must rise so that Spain can be free and united once more.
Here we are then with King Alfonso the Sixth of Spain, or technically Castile Leon really, but you know what? We are the most powerful of the Spanish Christian factions, so we'll take it. We're Spain as far as I'm concerned. And we have ourselves Toledo, which technically is a little bit out of time. They wouldn't actually have Toledo until 1085, but you know what, that's only 5 years out. If anything, what that means is we're ahead of real history. So well done, Thomas. Victory and glory once again. But 5 years aside, this is pretty much what the Kingdom of Leon Castile would be like at this point. So, you know what, we'll take it. We will take it. And King Alfonso over here has himself, as you can see, some lovely gunpowder units. So all factions have had their original units replaced with some random lads like this. Obviously, it's the start of the game, so a bit more basic. I'm actually going to disband some because we have more than what we need. And if I'm honest, they're quite expensive, some of these, 250 a turn, and I won't be using them that soon. You see handgun is here, 150. Actually, arquebus is cheaper. Not surprising, they don't have all the armour. Handgun is 150. They're going to be far more useful than some of those other units, although we still want them, of course. I'm actually going to send them, at least some of them. Maybe I'm going to keep the... Ooh, what do I want to keep behind? I'm going to keep behind a bombard with the general. I'm going to send these guys over towards, yes, the border with Al-Andalus, just to kind of annoy the Moors, to be frank, because that's what I want to be doing. We're going to go for La Reconquista, and, well, Alfonso the VI did call himself Imperator Todos España. So, yes, he saw himself as the Emperor of all of Spain, and I suppose that means we need to go and conquer it, damn it. At this stage, it is very much, though, like a sense of Christian Hispania and Muslim Hispania. And whilst this is the Moors here, at this stage, or at least for the next few years of real history anyway, this would kind of be separate taifas, separate little kind of like cities and regions that were Muslim, kind of infighting a lot of the time. But the taking of Toledo in 1085 kind of scared them a lot, kind of asked them to call in the Almoravids from North Africa and the Maghreb. And realistically, they kind of end up taking over a lot of these territories in Al-Andalus. So I suppose by, like, I don't know, 6-7 years on from here, realistically, from, yeah, when the Almoravids decided to come in to Hispania, realistically they did kind of bring it under one banner. So again, we're a few years out, but basically if we call this 1085, 1086 start, 1086 would probably be about perfect, then yeah, this is what we'd have. Although, yeah, Valencia and Zaragoza were very much Muslim taifas at this point as well. So, you know what? On that note, though, it's probably time to make our first move, which is to head over to Zaragoza, which was the Portuguese of Pamplona are going to go and try and take. They probably won't. I mean, they never do in the normal game. Not on their first or normally second try, to be honest. But it could be different with cannons. I suspect it won't be. But Valencia is more interesting because, okay, El Cid's a little bit later in time, but El Cid, the chivalrous, I decided we're going to make him interesting. So he not only has 3 handgunners, 2 arquebuses, 3 mortars, he also has a serpentine. Because I wanted this to kind of be a big fun thing. Serpentines are obscene and no one's going to have them anytime soon. But El Cid has some, damn it. And, well, I kind of set this up before I picked my faction, which I'm somewhat regretting now. But hey-ho, it is what it is. And, well, don't let it be set up at the easy option, because I've made life particularly hard myself with that. That's basically the only rebel city that I specifically set up for any purpose, and it's going to be a problem, especially when I'm given a mission to take it in a turn or so, because that's normally what they do for Spain. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go and send our cardinal over here. No worries about that. We need to build some things. I've been talking about random nonsense for too long. So a couple of roads just to get us going, and then we'll build some churches. That is going to be important. Actually, princesses over here need to get heading off. Alright, I'm going to send you towards his popiness. We'll grab a boat once we've got Zaragoza. And Therese has got an interesting history that we'll poke into later. She basically becomes the Queen of Portugal. She's mother to the first King of Portugal, to be more precise with it. I don't know if she's referred that way in Portugal. She actually fought her son for the kingdom. Well, you know, at that point, I guess a county, but, you know, would become a kingdom. Anyway, more about Teresa later, because we're going to go and get her hitched up to one of the Portuguese guys to make more historical fun of it. And also, I quite like that lad over there. We'll talk about him, I suppose, next turn, which we're pretty much ready to do. So, we immediately have ourselves an alcoholic as a suggestion. I'm afraid no. 19, which is nice, but no. Aha!
That could change the course of warfare. Gunpowder. This dark powder may look innocent enough, but when brought to spark, it explodes with a force that is unmatched. This terrible weapon will make armor obsolete and render castle walls near useless. It would be wise to be the first to master its use in war.
It would indeed be very wise to master its use, especially as it's the only weapon you've got. So, yes, that would certainly be advisable. So, we're going to head over to Zaragoza, which is clearly under siege at this point, which is, of course, what I was expecting. We'll have a little chat with Rodrigo and see if we can maybe set some things up. So, I can offer to marry her to the factionaire. I don't want that. I don't want to lose her because she's a historical badass. But we will get some trade rights and grab some money while we're at it. So let's make it 1702. That seems like a sensible amount to demand. It says generous still. That's fine. I don't actually want to upset them, so we'll do that. But I suppose offering generous, she hasn't quite managed to get herself a new trade. That's fine. It was just some basic trade rights. What we do want to do is go chat to Portugal. And I also want to get a cog merchant. We'll get a priest in a turn or two. We'll build ourselves a church and a chapel, get the Pope on side, and also start building up our chivalry. Churches are a great way of getting some basic chivalry stats. Start poking them in the right direction, because you might have noticed this is actually a large city, 12,060 now. At this stage, what I decided to do was, because a lot of the infrastructure for gunpowder units is meant to happen late game, most cities are already large or huge by that point. So I've decided, you know what, we'll make it large so that people can get to the units already, because otherwise it's probably going to be a bit ridiculous waiting around. I've also made it so you can actually build these units out of cities. We'll see that next turn when the game processes that gunpowder now exists. The game hasn't quite processed it at this stage. So I'm going to send my card not actually over the border, just maybe getting some better conversion stats and maybe make sure that I have an option in the next cardinal election, which is probably a while away. But an advantage of being here is that we can send him into disputed territory. Yeah, we'll get ourselves a merchant. We'll probably try and send him down to Timbuktu before too long and get ourselves some of that lovely, lovely ivory trade. That'd be great. If you can send your merchants down there, you make an absolute mint. So, we don't want the spy to waste his life with El Cid. No, no, no. Head down to Granada. It's a beautiful place. Gonna have a lovely time there. And, okay, we're going to send these guys to the bridge. What we want to do is set up an alliance with Portugal. So I'm going to send Teresa over in that direction. I think they'll accept it anyway. Ah, this is the guy I like. João. Probably pronounced something as João. Never quite get my head around that funky sound in Portuguese, but there we are. So yes, João over here normally turns out to be pretty good when I played as Portugal, so I'm interested in maybe nabbing him, and that would fit the nice headcanon of Teresa and Portugal's connections. Maybe one day she can head back with him and take the land if Portugal don't play ball. Portugal, who shouldn't exist until 1143, sort of, as an independent state anyway, but we'll just ignore history. Because that's what the game is doing. The county would exist around this time, be under like Leon's, Galicia's jurisdiction. But you know what? Let's talk about Portugal later. For now, let's make sure we got everything that we need set up. It looks like we're doing all right. She's heading over to the boats, which obviously we can grab once we've got Zaragoza in a turn or so. Assuming Portugal failed to take it. We're going to offer Portugal that alliance, then try and make sure we tie them up. They don't have money, apparently. You know what, we will do that. We'll demand some map information for it instead. Perfecto. So, there we go. Are we going to get ourselves a trait increase? We are. She's now a delicate diplomat. Lovely work, Teresa. Yes, you're working well on the Portuguese. With that, good relations with Portugal and an alliance announced as well. I'd very much like to fight with them if we get the opportunity. So we'll see how that goes. You, my good lady, can you make it to the French? I'm not sure you're really going to make it to the French before you can hop on that boat. So let's not worry about them. We'll deal with them in time. Blocking this route so far. I did get myself a boat because I want to come and block this strait to be difficult and annoying. Now, I do fear that the Portuguese might make an alliance with the Moors. They do often do that. So I want to be aggressive with the Moors, which is obviously what I'm trying to do here. And obviously that's going to be a great way of getting our chivalry to help boost our cities and get ahead in the tech game. Because, yeah, Crusades are just by far the best way of getting your chivalry boosted super quickly. They've got handgunners and bombard in there, not a lot. And our economy is actually surprisingly okay. It might be a very good time to build that mine while I've got some money. Get the mines in production. So here we are, handgunners and arquebusiers. Take a couple turns to be ready, fine. But we can get those out of our large city. As a castle, we can just get the handgunners. We don't have the next level up. But at the top level of the castle, so when you get up to Citadel, you can then also get the guns as well. We could start getting a gunsmith over here to get more cannons and more bombards, but I don't think I'm too desperate on the bombard front. I'm quite happy with just a couple of them at this stage, so we'll leave that as it is, and we'll end our turn once more. Interesting. Apparently, the nobles are asking me to speak to the French, be rewarded with some military units that I don't want. Great stuff. There's the princess. I really, really would like to get her hitched up to good old Prince Rodrigo, who actually would sadly die quite early into this game, actually, in real life, because around the time that Toledo was taken, I already mentioned that the Almoravids decided to come in from North Africa. They were kind of called in by, the Taifa states here in Al-Andalus. But yeah, there was a big battle near Badajoz, which is around, kind of on the river here. So around Badajoz, the Battle of Zaragoza, which is apparently got an amusing name in Arabic, which is like Az-Lakwa, which is like the Battle of the Slippery Ground because of all the blood that was spilled that day. But it was a victory for the Muslims, and again there were several others. Another south of Toledo, the Battle of Consegua, and then the Battle of Euclides over here, somewhere around this kind of area here, where sadly the only heir of King Alfonso, Prince Rodrigo, would be killed, which would be rather unfortunate. Would lead to some interesting nonsense regarding his daughters and some lads from Burgundy. But again, when we deal with these with the princesses a bit more, we'll get back to them. Okay, so we do need to go speak to the French. I really, really... Well, I've got the alliance set up, so I need to talk to that princess. So I guess I could have gone this way and spoken to her, but she might come speak to us and then have the opportunity. I might get a diplomat anyway. Don't really want the extra upkeep, but it's only 50, and we'll need someone who's not the princess to be over here, because the princess is obviously going to go have some chats with his pope and friends, and eventually she'll get herself married. So, Portugal are my allies. Brilliant. We get to fight together, and I'm going to take the city. Lovely stuff. That's going to make this a little bit easier. So, in we go. This is the key thing here. Our first Gunpowder Battle. Powder Battle. I know how to speak English. So, they have a mortar. Interesting. It's just a little selection of different units. Captain Rodrigo over here, 2 handgunners and a bombard. Nice. So we're going to fight with our allies. A great way of improving your global reputation as well as improving our relations. So that is perfect. This is great. I love this. Let's head into battle. Let's take them down.
Now lift up your banners and march away. To glory, good soldiers, and a bloody day!
This is probably a good opportunity to discuss our generals, actually, because you can probably notice while we are on the huge unit scale, we have very, very few generals. And The main reason is obviously because they are cavalry. I wanted to minimise it. Whilst when I did my artillery only campaign, I did set up the Norman generals to actually be catapults, but that was quite convenient. The Normans had their own specific catapult unit, so it's quite easy to change it over. I just thought, you know what, let's not bother changing it. We'll just make the unit as small as possible. So in the game code, this is as small as I can make it. It's a quarter of its normal size. This is just a general. It will be slightly bigger for a faction leader, I suppose. But you know what? While this can turn the tide of a battle, 120 handgunners versus 11 of these guys are going to lose. They're going to lose that kind of battle. So we got them as like the final charge should we need it. Also, we're looking absolutely resplendent in our armour. This is lovely stuff. Beautiful colours. The flag of Castile there. Looking magnificent. That yellow and red flag of Spain does look most marvellous. So I'm not really going to set things up too much. They're going to be a little bit spread out apparently. That's nice. Cannon, get on with that. This is one of the rare times I'm actually just start using a Ribolt. Actually, the problem with Ribolts I normally find is they're not very good at taking out units because, you know, they get charged after one round. But actually, you put them up against a little palisade wall like this, and they'll actually do some damage. They normally come way too late by the time most people actually have stone walls in their towns, whereas here we can actually at least do something with them and shoot this stuff down. It's probably not the most efficient, but there we are. Oof, cannonball in their head. Sorry for everyone there with their 3D glasses on. Down you go. Bombard! Just shoot him. We'll let the Ribolt. Should we let the Ribolt take out the tower? It's nice for it to do something for once, but you know what? The Bombard can just do what it's designed to do. I don't know that they're shooting us yet. They're not. So we'll shoot down these towers. Shoot down another hole in the wall. There we go. Right on cue. That was the... Was that me? Was that Portugal? I think that was Portugal. Yeah, there they are. So they're doing some good over here. They've broken down their hole in the wall. That's fun. That's very fun indeed. So yeah, we'll probably find that this is a bit of an awkward battle because we've kind of got the same units and we're going to end up having to get these handgunners into some proper hand-to-hand combat, I would think. So yeah, just shoot those guys down. I think it was aiming at the men and not the actual like wall. There we go. There's the wall. Ah, yes, lovely. Yes, you'll notice the rebels did have the right unit cards. I did set that up, but I didn't bother changing around their actual skins. So we've got a lot of Rebel Silver Surfers in this campaign. That's fine. I always enjoy the Silver Surfer lads. So we'll just start shooting them down from a distance. I don't think... Oh, there's one more tower to shoot down first. Then we'll do that. And are the Portuguese going to make their way in? They are. Okay, they're just going to run straight forward. And, well, there's a Ribolt there. Oh, yeah, this is just what we want to see. Get our allies in to help. And you know what, we'll finish this tower and then we'll run on in. So you guys, if you want to knock down that tower, then we'll start walking on in, start strolling forward. I'm just going to assume that this shot is going to hit the target. It did not. In we go then. We're going to get gunners lined up, and gunners do tend to be a little bit fiddly, so try and get one shot off before they come in. Oh, they're moving the cannons. Oh, that's absolutely fine. We're going to slaughter them. So just in case you want, yeah, there we are, they're broken instantly. Obviously we have the gunpowder advantage here and effect against armour and the scariness of it all. We're very good at melee combat, these handgunners. We are tough lads. 13 missile attack, gunpowder ignores shields, it halves armour's effectiveness, and with the morale debuffs as well, it is catastrophically strong, especially against the unit like this, which doesn't really... Well, good morale apparently. I don't know what the number is, the number behind that. You obviously see that on Modern Total War, but here, that suggests it's somewhere like 7 out of 12, I suppose, but I'm not sure the number off the top of my head. They are, though, routing already. 55 attack V troops. Okay, that's not telling us what they're about to do. But defense skill is pointless when it's not melee. Armor's cut in half, so really they've only got 2 defense and 1 hit point against those guns of 13 attacks. So yeah, we've done some hefty damage there immediately. You guys go off, shoot at will, fire at will, and that's fine. Cannon, just move yourself towards the tip of that hill and you can shoot into the plaza. These guys will do some hand-to-hand. You, likewise, off all of that. Get yourself lined up over there. That will be magnificent. Might just get the general to mop them up Oh, some handgunners coming in. This could be interesting. Okay, in theory, we really don't want to do this. But Portuguese are in the rear, so actually, that's fine. I tell you what, we're going to add 2 lines like that. Get them in position and tell them to shoot, because this could be quite interesting. We're going to have the general around the flank. Cannon, you can just start shooting in. That would be lovely. Are they just going to come in for hand-to-hand? That would be rather mad if they did. Get the rebuilt in. Portugal have the plaza. Egg salad. Egg salad. Right, you can see we're starting to take shots. They are not in formation, though. They've not got that many people in position. I told you to take shots. These guys won't like taking on shooting for our own men, so that's going to cause them problems. We are losing troops here, and I don't like it. There's Shaken. Can we land a big hit on these guys? So this is part of the problem with this type of fighting. We're just going to take so much damage here, and I don't like infantry fighting anyway. And that's basically what we've got. We're just kind of getting on with kind of skirmishes you kind of normally supposed to engage in. I don't like to send archers against archers. I want to gain my advantage, damn it. So they're down to 80, but they're still taking a good amount of damage to us. Portuguese are fighting others on the plaza. You know what? Do I want to send them in for a charge? Oh, there we go. There we go. There's victory. You can see there, we are going to take some damage, but we might find that we get some. I don't know how well we do in terms of regaining the men. So we'll see. You know what? We'll end the battle. We'll call it there. That's fine. The Portuguese have the plaza, so they're just going to run to their death. We lost 21, they lost 33. Pretty even go at it. Casualties healed 4. Okay. So, yeah, while we sustained 25, we only got 4 back. So with guns, you're not going to get many injuries recovered. Good to know for the future. But the city's taken with pretty minimal losses. We're just going to occupy it. It's a small place. Way too small, to be honest. And while the Portuguese might be upset, it's too bad. It's too bad. It's my darn city now. Right, we're going to send Laddie McGee over here, over just to the border. I guess we could build a watchtower potentially, but we're going to get a boat to go and help her around. Hello indeed. So hopefully the Portuguese lass is going to come chat. If nothing else, she might get herself stuck. Him being dreadful, that's fine. I'm not. Oh, we got both. Excellent, he got both. Probably bloody for the battle itself and how it was overwhelming force against the enemy. And he probably got fair and rule because we decided to occupy. And obviously I do have the diplomacy bug fix active here, so we should have a good opportunity to get ourselves a good reputation here. Currently mixed, obviously it's very early on, but fighting with our allies is going to help. Right, as you can see, the Pope here, we're on 6. That's what we started on. The French have lost ground already. Holy Roman Empire, do they start on 3 or 4? It might be 3. So actually they're doing okay. Portugal, Denmark, Hungary are all losing, all losing their connection with the Pope. That's very sad for them. Right, what we also need to do is make sure we're strong enough to make sure the Pope wants to be friends and allies with us. So we're going to have to make some right calls here to make sure we're in the position for that. We got to get this early game pretty perfect. So we'll have a look at some of the increases. That's actually quite a good increase for the roads. Not bad at all. Merchant Wharf, in my mind, is normally a good one. That's not as much as I thought, although a little bit of admin, just the one extra die of admin. Land clearance is normally good just to get things growing. So yeah, we'll go for the land clearance. That's what we need. Although, Council Chambers is very good for the health bonus. And public order obviously lets you put the tax rate up, but we don't actually want to be doing that. Right, we're very Catholic over there in Leon, so we're going to head ourselves down here over to the borderlands. We might switch these guys around in a turn or 2. He is not too interesting at this point, but it's fine. Right, we'll end a turn, see what happens. Some very important business to take care of, though, because Urca has finally reached Rome. Time to chat with his Popiness. And is an alliance? Yes. It is seen as generous. Lovely, lovely news indeed. We'll offer that first and foremost. Oh, lovely. So yes, their demeanour's now very, very good. Now we'll try and get some money off the Pope. To be honest, that's a little bit demanding. Okay, how about I offer map information for it as well? You can see where our lovely, lovely lands are, and you can give us a tiny bit of money. They offer trade rights and demand map information. You know what? How about just a map? Okay, apparently I've slightly upset the Pope. There's some excellent examples of how to talk to the Pope there, or how not to talk to the Pope. We can apparently request a crusade. I wouldn't do it on 8, I'd do it on 9. We might give him some money next term. Oh yes, Granada would be ideal, because then we can head through Cordoba on our way. We're not quite ready for that just yet. She actually did pick up Delicate Diplomat for that, tried to butter them up, and then failed to, yes, finish the job. But it's fine. Okay, Maria's got herself some good traits. She's been chatting to tons of people. We want to marry her up to our faction heir. Oh, lovely. Rodrigo, you're not going to die this time. No. No death for you at Uclane 1108. You're going to instead marry the Portuguese princess, which doesn't make much sense because your sister's kind of the mother of Portugal. Anyway, it's fine. We have an acceptance there. And Prince Rodrigo and Maria El Valiente are going to get themselves married. It's a beautiful, beautiful day for our two nations. Yes. Rather than splitting off from Spain, we will join together as one great nation. Now this gives us a massive diplomatic boost. I think it's like 0.8 towards the positive 1, so we should have pretty much, I'd say, perfect relations with Portugal at this point, especially having just fought a battle as well. So there we are. Our princess is going to get married up to Portugal. Sorry, their princess is going to marry into us, for Portugal, which is good because it means she joins us, and she, at 5 charm, very nice indeed, she's going to be a very good wife and give our lad some nice traits. So there we go, relations improved. It says very good. I'm not sure if that should be slightly higher, but there we are. It might take a moment to figure out that marriage alliance. So Prince Rodrigo has himself a wife now, and oh yeah, royal ties number 1 plus 3 royalty. Loyalty. Wife is fair, good. I assume that means that she is a fair maiden, or possibly not anymore. And wife is admirable, which is good. So yeah, the higher those princess stats when they get married, the better the traits will be for your king. Okay, we did have a discussion to get some military units with from talking to France, which suddenly actually is possibly quite useful. So let's go and get the third bit of princess business done. So trade rights. Shall we just make a neutral offer, because the French, I really don't want to whine. Yes, exactly. They're a pissy bunch of so-and-sos on this game, I find. Right, make an offer, map information for map information. Are they interested? They want money. That's fine. They might be annoyed at me. They're not. Okay, we kept that pretty neutral. For 2 units of arquebusiers, sorry. Oh, they're not even giving me the handgun is giving me arquebusiers. Very nice indeed. And on a wall, Loudstone wall, that is exactly where you want an arquebusier. Okay, we don't even need him to go back, frankly. In fact, to be honest, I suspect we can actually send you with Prince Rodrigo, and we'll get heading towards Toledo, because we want to be making ourselves a crusade very soon indeed. There's our alliance with the Papal States. So we've got our early business done here. Here we are, doing well with the Pope. We are allies with Portugal, marriage alliance as well, as you can see there, 1 marriage alliance. Reputation, we're still mixed. It's early days on that. Very good with the Pope. Oh, this is magnificent. Yeah, so very good and very good, which means 8 out of 10 or better on that Papal screen. Papal screen, Papal screen. Now, reinforcements cannot make it through it unless they attack me. Well, that's good. If they want to come through and take me on in Leon, rhymes just like in the yes, in the build up to the battle, the speech there, he had a beautiful little rhyme at the end. Maybe that's the way we're going to go with the Spanish here. Lots and lots of rhyming couplets. So yeah, maybe if they attack us here, that'll be ideal. and then we can launch that Crusade. I do need to get some things built, so yes, you build that, Leon. Do we want roads? Probably do want roads. The mines are only 80 here, they're not the best. Council chambers will be public health, which is great. We want to be get this population growth up. Health is 0.5 for boost already. Squall is at 3. Okay. I think we're going to go for roads because I do want to get that manoeuvrability around as well. Yes, it can help them, but it won't be a problem, I don't think. Right, let's end our turn and let's see what happens. Excellently, the council simply wants me to reinforce Toledo. Very simple to do, sir. It's called sending my king back from the border, which is not much of a problem for me. Okay, we have some rebels. Might want to go deal with them. They could be fun. We're getting our troops together here, including Arquebusier, which is nice. That gives us 2 Arquebusiers. And we'll probably train up an extra unit here in Toledo before we move on. They've moved closer to us. They'll be able to make it if they attack him next turn. Send her towards Joao, and hopefully she can get herself married. She's on to 4, even with a secret love, which is not too shabby. Hello. And we want you to... Do you want to butter up the Pope just yet? I think we probably will. We're going to go have a quick chat to... Should we have a quick chat with SSD? We want to keep her right here, really. We'll have a nose.
On my way.
We'll see what's around, but I don't want to send her too far. We'll come back to her. Okay. This is looking interesting. You know what? We'll get ourselves into battle with these guys over here. Should we leave the revolt out of it? Don't know what we've got, to be honest. We're very close. They actually don't want to do it. Fine, sod off. Back to your land. It's fine by me. Okay, so Zaragoza's not too happy, but the rebels are gone for now. Whatever, we'll deal with them in time. Right, hopefully the Moors coming up very soon. The day has finally come, ladies and gents. Leon is under siege. The Moors have attacked, and Reconquista will truly have to get going now because, well, the Conquista for the Moors is underway here. Leon is under siege. Got myself another handgunner before, obviously anticipating it. But there we are. The Moors are at war with us. So, well, they've come all the way up north, which is interesting. Originally, they never quite finished the job because it was some of these mountain areas up here in Asturias that they never quite took. And there is where, well, the Kingdom of Leon kind of pounced out from. It kind of started as Asturias. So intriguing that they come all the way up here straight for the juggler. I don't think they're going to manage it with those arquebusiers. So what is our plan? Well, firstly, we're going to get our units into Toledo because the nobles said they'll give us a little bit of money for it. We'll just need to get our troops together. We'll get ourselves some more handgunners, actually. That would be very nice indeed. But what we need to do is go and bribe the Pope. So actually, how much do we need in Zaragoza, in Toledo? Handgunners are 650. Fine, so 1300 will get us 2. It's not a lot to bribe him with, to be honest. So maybe we should leave ourselves with just about enough. So let's give him 1,000. 1,100. It just leaves us enough for that. Oh no, that's demands. No. We're trying to bribe the Pope, not take from the Pope. Thank you very much. So yes, give him some money. Seems reasonable to give me a big bucket of money. Yes, why not? There we are. Okay, up to outstanding. Can we do anything else? Not really. Can I offer them just a little regular tribute? Would that make them happy? To give them 100 for 10 turns. That might not do anything, but it's something. Okay, we've done that. And I don't know if... At outstanding, we're back up to, it says 8, but outstanding should be higher, really. Okay, I tell you what, we'll wait a turn, just see if we can bribe them with some extra money next time. We're going to get that 500 in. They're besieging us, I'm not going to worry about that. Maybe a little bit more diplomacy around, I can maybe find some more money. Well, an extra bit of bribery. Have we got ourselves up to 9? We have indeed. And with 9, you pretty much always get what you ask for. So, Granada. No! You evil, evil man, Gregory. Okay, let's try this again with Cordoba. Yes, he's going to do it. Beautiful, beautiful Pope. And that's slightly irritating, but you know what? It's fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. We'll make it work, damn it. Right, Leon is under siege, but that's no issue at all. That's just what we need to call this crusade. Fine. We'll join it in a turn because firstly we'll get the extra unit in, but secondly it also means that the Pope will probably give us a mission and then we can go and join it. So firstly, Granada rejected. The Pope likes, you know, the slightly Moorish feel of Granada. It's a beautiful city. He wants to keep it that way. Fine. The Pope does not see this as a fit target for the crusade. It is not about to call on honourable men to die taking such a beautiful place unless something changes his mind. Well, irritating, but Cordoba. Oh yes, Cordoba. It's too stinking. I mean, I went to Cordoba in August. Don't do that. That's the stupid thing to do. You get baked alive. But I will say that the beautiful, beautiful mosque that was turned into a church, it's so cool in there compared to however hot it was in the city that I don't know, anyone would turn to religion if they lived in such a boiling place and walked inside such a cool and quite spectacular temple. So there we are. To Cordoba it is, and the Pope agrees the settlement is worthy. So the crusade.
The Holy Bible may preach peace, but when it is Christendom itself that is threatened, then it is every Christian's duty to defend all that is holy. His Holiness the Pope has called a crusade to reclaim the Holy Lands from the infidel, who would deny Christian pilgrims their right to visit the holy places. It is time for the armies of Christendom to put aside their differences and unite under one banner, the sign of the cross, and give back God's children what is rightfully theirs, or die trying.
Yes, die trying is quite possibly what's going to happen. So, to the Mesquita of Cordoba we go, and that, I think, is going to leave us in a beautiful place. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll finish off this term. We'll get the Crusading army created and on the border, and we'll probably call it an episode there. But if we can get a battle in Leon in the end turn, I'd very much like that, because I'd like to get an extra battle in before we finish. Oh yes, into Leon we go, and that's just what we want to see. A beautiful battle to finish off the day. Handgunners, some Sudanese handgunners as well. These guys are battered from the rebels earlier. Thank you, my rebel friends. Always on my side here. Right, for some reason they took the time to build themselves some rams and ladders, even though they had a bombard. I guess this is large stone walls. Probably is a good idea, but I think they might struggle. Whilst they've got a bombard to shoot things down, we can absolutely slaughter them from the walls, and I fancy our chances. Sudanese gunners, by the way, quite similar, 10 and 7. They have slightly better missile attack, but they are not as strong in the hand-to-hand. So yeah, you can see the connection, the comparison there. 12-13 to 10-7, slightly better on the missile. I just prefer to have these guys. The missiles are strong enough. Don't think the extra difference is worth the big difference in the actual armour. But I suppose they're a little bit cheaper as well. They're actually more upkeep, weirdly, although that might be because they've lost a few men. So let's not judge. Yes, the recruitment cost is much less. Anyway, let's head in. Let's slaughter them. They are going to immediately start shooting this wall, and whilst we are a large stone wall, it's not going to take a lot for the bombard to knock it down. So if they want to shoot there, then they're welcome to. We'll just see if they want to do much more than shoot this bit of wall. Are they going to run in as soon as they've taken it? I don't know. I kind of wouldn't mind them doing that. That would be quite a good way of getting themselves killed. So we have ourselves plenty of towers open. What are they going to do next? What's your next move, laddie Jim? And shoot down my gateway? Yeah, maybe a tower. Maybe a tower. And with the tower gone, then they are going to start running on in. They've got their Sudanese gunners coming in. I've got arquebusiers shooting them down. Can I just make sure that we are shooting in at... Yeah, okay, they're going to come in there. Let's just make sure we're blocking this breach, actually. So, you guys... Ooh, how do you want to do this, actually? don't know. I wouldn't mind kind of getting myself a nice angle and maybe getting these guys. Actually, they can shoot from up there. That's probably going to be quite good. Although maybe we'll just get them down. I think maybe just get them down and plug up these streets. You guys get yourselves down, and flaming shots coming to shoot the city. That's irritating, but it is what it is. They're going to hit the tower. That's a shame. Okay, fine. It is what it is. You guys cracking some shots at them. You're going to lose the hand-to-hand to be fair, so you need to be getting some better shots in. Come on. Anytime. The whole point of you is that you're good at shooting them from up here. Why are they running away now? They just got to the position they needed to be. You, get yourselves into this position. Oh dear. Right. We're shooting into a big pile of them, which is kind of ideal. So, anytime you want... Pete's sake, the general's doing all sorts of nonsense. The commissioners are shooting in at them. Now they're coming in. So these guys are not so good at hand-to-hand. So in some ways, this isn't the worst hand-to-hand to be stuck in. I don't know if the others are going to keep shooting at the pack or not. Shoot in at whatever you can. No, don't move. Oh, I just disrupted them. That's kind of stupid. Okay, we're going to lose some of these arquebusiers, sadly, but we have the tower advantage, and that's going to pick these guys apart because they do not... Oof. They do not have the defense for all of that. They're down to 50 already. That is lovely stuff. Yeah, they're in too much of a pack. We're shooting them down. It's not too organised here. You've actually lost your formation, which is less than ideal, but we'll get you reorganised and these guys can just do what they like. I think we're okay. As I say, we're just going to end up with these sort of weird early stage bloodbaths where we haven't quite figured out what we're doing, especially when it's just guns like this. Yeah, we're just rifling through them. That might actually be where that term comes from because that seemed awfully punny, but that might well be the origin. So half of them are gone. We've lost 16%. That's the towers doing a lot of good work. Ooh, that shot. I should really bear in mind the angle that they've got. But they haven't managed to demolish us just yet. Oh, they've ran in for some hand-to-hand. What utter numpties. Getting themselves slaughtered. I assume the... arquebusiers up here have done their job. Okay, you guys go and shoot those guys. In fact, just go and run right here. They might well do something about you, but we'll just run into position and deal with them. Okay, you get over there. Run. You guys shoot those handgunners. They're just as likely to hit themselves as they are you. And the bombard. You know what? Just get them distracted. Just hand-to-hand them for a moment. That'll keep them distracted for a moment, and then you can get back into formation. Oh, they've run! Oh, you utter pilchards! This is the problem with things like arquebusiers. Their morale is terrible. Terrible. If nothing else, they've done the main job, which was to distract them. But, you know what, you two handgunners, just start running in at them at this point. We'll finish them hand-to-hand, and that should make sure that we don't get ourselves chopped down too badly. Yes! Down goes Steve of the Moors, and as long as they don't absolutely nail us with a hit here, we should be fine. Ooh, they did absolutely splatter us to death there. That is unfortunate. That's a lesson to have learnt for the future. Look at that line of Steves, absolutely splattered. Yeah, maybe go to loose and charge at bombards that way. I thought we might just get to them in time. That was supposed to be your job, to keep them distracted. I'm not happy with you. You know, faffing around on the top up there. Fine, you did your hand-to-hand, but then you gave up when you had an easy victory. Like 3-to-1 ratio of men against a bombard. Ridiculous. You only have to stand next to them. Anyway, job done. Technically a heroic victory for my Auntie Val there. What a strange choice of name. We'll take the victory. With the eminent words of Machiavelli, we'll plan our next move. Our next move, which obviously includes taking a Crusade. They've decided to send some men around on boats. They're clever. Well done, AI. You surprise me. Okay, rebels taking their time. There are Sicilians over there. Of course there are. Right. So we get a reward and a penalty. Fine. We'll improve our relations. And we're going to send an emissary to the Holy Roman Empire. That's fine. We're done bribing the Pope for now. So we can soon get on with that. King Roger himself of Sicily has come. Sir, there's a crusade on. I think you should get yourself busy with that. So get yourself over here. Good old Alfonso. We need one more unit to join the crusade. Great, we're going to have to leave Toledo empty, are we? I really don't want to do that, actually, and we're out of money. So we'll do it for a turn, and then with the money we save, hoping that the Moors don't have a unit that can reach Toledo, with the money we save, we'll then go... Oh, we just got given some. That's not enough for a unit, though, is it? No. Okay, well, I'll try some diplomacy and see if we can sort that out. Fine. Right. King Alfonso and Prince Rodrigo are on their way. We've joined the Crusade. We have some money. Trait increase. We've gained some chivalry for both of them. And obviously sending the leader and the factionaire is going to appease the Pope massively. Toledo's got itself a new handgunner. They are joining this nonsense. And, okay, let's just do a bit of spying with our cardinal and our priest here. Interesting, but nothing too interesting. This is all we got as our army right now, but it will probably do the job. Pretty confident that we can manage it. Are the rebels actually making a move on us? Or are they going to be helpful and get in the way of Roger here? Because we can't train anything in Zaragoza until it's the next level of city. There is an Imperial Princess there. We were just asked to chat to the Imperials. So, that diplomat was on his way to Rome anyway. Get some trade rights. Nice and neutral. Apparently people are upset with me, but job done. I have money, which means now Toledo won't be taken overnight by the Moors. Good. Right, I think this is a good place to end it, ladies and gents. Now, La Conquista is on its way, and so are the Sicilians, because obviously they are. I was hoping we could get enough reputation to prevent this, but this is really early even for them. Turn 11. Oh dear. Well, you know what? Sicily will be Sicily, but our reputation is going to be starting to look pretty good very soon if we can manage this right. So let's see how this goes. We're going to get on with, yes, taking on the likes of Cordoba and the Moors next time. But for now, I think it's been a good start. We've got our alliance with Portugal, whoever Pamplona, Portugal are supposed to be, other than just not Spain. I think that's kind of the design choice, really. That can give Portugal 2 cities. But we've got an alliance with them. We've got an alliance with the Pope. We've got enough favour to obviously launch this crusade. The crusade will get our chivalry up. It's going to get us with a great future king as well as our current king. Oh, it's all going to be beautiful. And I hope you join me for that as we try and explore how to make use of the darn awful arquebusiers, for Pete's sake, because I really don't like them. But I do like the musketeers when we get to them. So, for now, I'll leave you. I'm Thomas. This is Notice Healing. And this has been Spain Gunpowder Only. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Flaming horses! It's a flaming horse! No one would stand in the way of the Reich! No! My archers. Sorry, look at this guy! I don't want to die! But of course you shall, my friend. Oh yes.